What's going on? Good people. I like that. I'm a fan of it. I'm gonna keep saying it. What is up, good people? Time for your 205 live review for 8/22 17. I was struggling yesterday. I don't know what happened. I just forgot, Casey. I just forgot. Like I went back to my old self. I was doing good. I did good for about what, like a month, like like a day. I did good for like a month, but then it just went downhill. I don't know what happened. But I liked 205 Live tonight though. I was definitely a fan. I was excited to see it. I like 205 Live for some reason. I don't know. I might be weird or something. But the duel was kind of funny. I was excited for it because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't watch last week's show. Excited to see how that was going to be. And then we had a nice debut at the end, which was interesting and I was not expecting. But let's jump into this show. We started out with Cedric Alexander and Grand Metalik versus Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Supposedly a return match from last week that Tony Nese asked for. This was a pretty good match. I like Drew Gulak and Tony Nese back on the same page again. Before they started that way, and now they're kind of back again. They both have kind of had some character development, and now they're back together at least for this match. And I definitely liked it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice little touch to have them back as a tag team. This match was good though. I like it. I love Drew Gulak's responses to Grand Metalik doing all his flippy stuff. He was just like, "You don't need to do all that." Like his faces were just hilarious. And I'm still liking Tony Nese. I like Cedric Alexander as well, as far as him kind of taunting Tony Nese after Tony Nese taunts. I thought that was pretty funny. But Cedric Alexander and Grand Metalik did win this match. It was good. I liked it. I thought it was a good opening match. This is actually the second time that they've beaten Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. So I wonder if they're going to keep this going or if this is going to split out into singles feuds, because we don't really ever see a lot of tag team feuds in 205 Live. So I don't expect I don't expect this to be a tag team feud, but you never know. Glad to see Grand Metalik back though. He looked good. I was excited to see him again because he has been like gone for a long time. Like I said in the last episode we did, he's been gone a while to be the runner up in the Cruiserweight Classic. But Casey, any thoughts on the tag team match?
I definitely liked it. I think I did see bits and pieces of the previous week's 205 Live, so I kind of had ideas on some things that happened, but I didn't see this match the week before. But I definitely liked it. Tony Nese and Drew Gulak, I feel like always make a pretty good team, even though we kind of want to see Tony Nese pushed as a singles competitor more. And I feel like we want to see more the development of Drew Gulak's character. And it's always good to see Grand Metalik. I definitely like him. Like you said, for him being the runner-up, I want to see him more. I want to see him pushed and used because he's really good. He's one of the best, especially high flyers that they have, especially with the stuff that he can do just on the ropes, like walking the ropes and jumping off the ropes and stuff. That's always cool to see. But definitely a good tag team match to open the show.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The duel, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any of the backstage stuff. I know there was a TJP and Rich Swann one, but that was a little later. That was like right before the main event, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had it's supposed to be the gentleman's duel. Jack Gallagher came out with, he was still looking relatively dapper, no tie, unfortunately. And he had the sleeves rolled up with the wrist, the hand tape. I like this. I think he's been doing this for the last couple of weeks, kind of as his character continues to evolve into this kind of, kind of having a mean streak. The table was set. He had these different tools of duel. Wasn't really. Anyway, there was a rope there. That was William. I don't know if that was William or that was like Squidward or I don't know who that was. But there was an umbrella there. I'm not sure if it was William or not. There was a kendo stick, which there was a crowbar. There was looked like a thing to hold a candle. And I can't remember what the other one was, but I definitely like this though. I like, Gallagher trying to bring this back into his wheelhouse, but Brian Kendrick still being Brian Kendrick and playing mind games. He showed up on the Titantron and he said, I have the perfect opponent for you. You think I'm going to come down there? A duel is for clowns. And then he sends out a clown to fight Jack Gallagher. Gallagher was not happy. He hit him with a headbutt after the clown kind of, joked around with him a little bit. Hit him with a headbutt. And Gallagher beat him up pretty badly. That poor clown, man. He lost, I think, his nose and his wig. Like, bruh. Like that's messed up. That's messed up, Jack. I'm just saying. But then Brian Kendrick comes from behind and hits him with the with the umbrella that I think it was the one that Gallagher had dropped after Gallagher had put the clown through the table. Or no, he didn't put the clown through the table. Gallagher got put through the table by Brian Kendrick. But I'm definitely liking this feud. It's definitely interesting. There's something about it that's interesting. I'm excited for them to finally kind of have a match that actually doesn't get thrown out, and that's going to be probably next week because it's a no DQ match next week. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And this is another feud they could have put on, one of these recent pay-per-views like SummerSlam or something like that because of how it's been built up. But I don't know why they don't want to. But I like the segment. It was definitely entertaining. Casey, thoughts?
I like it. I definitely like this new, and we've said this, in past episodes, but I like where this new character, Jack Gallagher kind of, I don't want to say character because it's not really a different character. It's just a more angry side of him, kind of. But I definitely like it. I like the more serious side of him. I definitely thought this was a kind of a funny segment. I felt bad for the clown though, man. Like he just trying to come out, have some fun. Jack's just not in the mood right now. Normally Jack he'd be having fun. He'd be with the spray flower. He'd be having fun with that, but it just wasn't that day. It just wasn't that day. And then I kind of laughed when he went to go powerbomb Sprinkles. That's the clown's name, by the way. Sprinkles the clown. It looked like he was struggling to try to get him up. I'm not gonna lie. It looked like he was struggling, and then Brian Kendrick kind of helped him out a little bit by hitting him from behind and then putting him through the table. But I definitely like it. I was hoping that Brian would come out and they would have another gentleman's duel because those are always great. But I definitely like this segment. That DePo Clown, though. That DePo Clown.
That DePo Clown. All right. Moving on to the next segment we had, which was with Rich Swann and TJP. We did see a little kind of recap of TJP coming out and costing Rich Swann his match last week. But they were backstage, and I feel like, is that just what you do when you're injured? You just play WWE 2K? or they try? I feel like they're trying to promote the game, but they're trying not to say it. They're trying to be like, buy the game. Because, like, it feels like every time we go backstage, like, it's not like they watching wrestling or, like, watching the network or something like that. Like, it's always they're playing WWE 2K. Always. Every single time. When there's a TV involved, it's always playing WWE 2K. And maybe it's because the game is getting closer to it. Anyway, TJP was in his crutches with the knee brace on, the full knee brace on that keeps it extended. Rich Swann sits down and he says, he didn't tell me about all of this, and talks about kind of costing him his match. And basically, Rich Swann, TJP says, he's going to kind of, heal up, and then maybe they can face again. Rich Swann, obviously wants to face again so he can finally beat TJP, and he says, get healed up, and he's going to focus on Arya Daivari. And TJP had also said, told him to focus on Arya Daivari. I still, for some reason, really like this feud. I don't know why, but I do. It was pretty funny when TJP tried to turn the game off with the crutch and he couldn't do it. Like, I'm sorry, but it was kind of funny. But I'm kind of curious, is TJP actually hurt? Because usually this is something you would hear in like a report or something like that. Like you would hear that TJP, got injured during a match with Rich Swann, but I hadn't heard anything about it. I don't know if you had heard anything, but that was one injury that I hadn't heard about. I mean, I heard about some other injuries, but TJP wasn't one of them. Casey, any thoughts on the backstage segment with TJP and Rich Swann?
Well, there is one injury I did hear about that I'm sure we'll talk about tomorrow during one of our reviews.
We'll talk about it on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast episode 3.
I'm sure we'll talk about it on both because it's a big it's a big story. But
it's big, but it's also they can work around it.
Bro, she gonna be out for like 8 months.
No. It says 6 to 8 weeks. The report says 6 to 8 weeks.
She's still gonna be stripped of the title. I'm just saying. Anyway,
no, that's the only way she can lose.
We found a way anyway. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I definitely like this segment. I was trying to see. I don't know about anybody else. I was trying to see who he was playing in the game, but he got Rich Swann got in the way, and I'm like, can you move a little bit? I'm just trying to see, is he playing as himself? Like who's he playing as? But I was cracking up when he was trying to turn the PlayStation off with his crutch. I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's not the button's smaller than the end of the crutch. It's not gonna, bro. But Rich is a nice guy. He helped him out a little bit. He did. He could have just pressed the PlayStation button on the controller. Am I the only one?
I had to make it difficult on himself. Come on.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I like this feud, but still, I don't know about TJP. Like 1 week he's really heelish, and another week they're like friends, and it's just a friendly rivalry. And I'm like, what is he, bruh? I need to know right now, WWE. Just tell me. Just let me know. I need to know. I'm confused. But definitely a good segment. I like it. I don't know if this injury is real or not. I'll have to look around to see. But I haven't seen any reports or anything personally.
All right. Moving on to the main event of the evening. I almost said Rich Swann versus I don't know who I was. It was too much Rich Swann going on. But the king of the cruiserweights, the cruiserweight champion Neville, going up against Akira Tazawa for the cruiserweight championship. I expect this to be a good match, and it really was. It was a good match, and I was not surprised. We've seen these guys face off a whole bunch of times. I didn't expect Tazawa to come back and win the title back from Neville. But this was definitely a good match. I felt like at first it felt like Tazawa was kind of overmatched in the match. Like it just felt like Neville was just dominating him, and then Tazawa found his way back, and then eventually he would miss his big moment with the senton, and then Neville would lock in the Rings of Saturn. Now after the match, Neville cut a promo kind of, about being the king of the cruiserweights and all this, and you thought Tazawa was gonna have this prestigious title run, but he fell to the king and all of this. And Enzo Amore comes out, and he does the my name's Enzo Amore thing. At first, when he first came out, it felt like the crowd wasn't really into it. But then after he kind of did his thing and he got in the ring and started cutting his promo and everything, they got a little bit more excited about it. I felt like I think they livened up a little bit. But I still have a habit of when he says I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud and he can't teach that, I still have a habit of saying, and this right here, and then remembering that there's no one right there. That happens to me all the time when I'm going through his promo. But I definitely like this. I like Neville's mic drop at the end as well. His mic drop, and then Enzo spelling out soft, and the crowd was really behind it. For like a half-hearted crowd at times, the crowd was really excited about Enzo. I want to see how he does in the cruiserweight division. I know we had mentioned there were some reports of him possibly going back down to NXT, but I'm hoping the cruiserweight division will kind of help him and give him kind of somewhere he can kind of work on his craft and get better. But Casey, thoughts on the main event and the aftermath of the main event as we wrap up this 205 live review?
Yeah, I definitely. This was a good match. I feel like Neville and Akira Tazawa in general just put on good matches, even though the first match where Akira won, we were kind of confused as to why it wasn't on SummerSlam, which I think it should have been, and then him just winning it back just doesn't make any sense. What was the point? But they do definitely put on really good matches, and I think that just goes to their history together. Both of them obviously wrestled for PWG, I think Dragon Gate as well, a couple other promotions. So they've had at least one match together, I know, in the Indies. So, they kind of have that under their belt. But definitely a good match. I didn't expect Akira to win it back, although I would have liked that. But because I think he does deserve a title run. I think, like we were saying, he looked good with the title. I think, where he lacked or anything that he lacks, Titus Brand would help out with a little bit. With mic skills and things like that. Obviously, Titus could kind of help him out there. But we'll have to see if anything does happen with that. After the match, when Neville does his usual kind of "there's nobody left for me," blah blah blah. No one's on the Neville level. I expected somebody to come out. I was trying to think through my head, who isn't really doing anything or who could be his next challenger. And I was trying to think who's on the 205 Live roster that could. And then when Enzo's music hit, I was like, wait, what? Because I knew, there were rumors that they were going to send him to NXT or they were going to do a lot of things with him. I know he's had a lot of kind of backstage heat with people. So I wasn't sure what they were going to do with him. But I think this could be a good thing for him. I think, give him a chance to actually work with guys kind of more his size. Maybe that would help him, obviously, get better at his craft and kind of maybe give him a cruiserweight title run. I would be curious to see how he would do with a championship. Obviously, he's not ready for an intercontinental title or a U.S. title, but I think if they give him a chance, I think the cruiserweight title could be a good beginner title for him just to see if he is a good champion or not. But I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, it's one of those two. Like you can think about it kind of in the aspect as well, where there was a period of improvement that she had to go through too.
Who's that?
Alexa.
Oh yeah, I mean, nah, she was excellent from the beginning, so that's not even. It's not. She's the greatest. She's the goddess of WWE. I'm just reminding you of that. But yeah, definitely, I like the end. I think it was definitely a swerve. I don't think anyone was expecting Enzo to go to 205 Live, but I'm definitely excited to see what they do with that.
Yeah. As we wrap up this 205 Live review. I definitely thought it was a pretty good show. I liked it. I was excited. I'm hoping, for good things next week. I'm excited for the. That was a big match next week. What was it? Oh, Gallagher versus Brian Kendrick. I'm excited for that. I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. But I guess we'll see you guys next time for your next 205 Live review. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for us. Check out the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, episode 1 and 2. it's just enough for you to catch up. So go ahead and check those out as well. Um, Tomorrow we got GFW coming at you. So be sure to stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was your
And
205 live review. Also, find the Facebook page.
NXT 2 full.
Yeah, NXT. I forgot about that. Yeah, NXT. As Carmella used to say. We'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.